some of our initiatives on the system side of the house, including solutions, and also what are some of the strategic themes or elements that we are adhering to as it relates to AI, especially in the context of Intel looking at AI across the continuum, if you will. As this slide suggests, it's a bit of an eye chart, but we see AI spanning the client, the edge, and the data center as a continuum. Now, obviously, there are differences in the way AI is consumed in all three segments, but we, to the extent possible, are taking a comprehensive and holistic view across all of these segments when it comes to AI. We are keenly focused on addressing customer needs in all three segments: the data center, the edge, and the client. And like I was beginning to allude to a little bit earlier, we are strongly advocating an open ecosystem when it comes to the infrastructure, when it comes to hardware vendor and that ecosystem, and also the software ecosystem, which Bill will elaborate on in a little bit here when he comes on stage. Another key element into our approach towards accelerator-based systems is to replicate the Xeon playbook in a certain way by bringing out reference designs, reference architectures with our OEM partners to the market with our accelerator-based systems, which can then be used as blueprints for our customers to replicate and build infrastructure in a modular fashion. So broadly speaking, we are taking a full stack approach to AI. Not surprisingly, you may have heard this term multiple times already now. The data center is quickly becoming the unit of compute, especially when it comes to AI. Gone are the days when the optimization point was teraflops per kilowatt. Now we're talking about exaflops per megawatt. That's really the equation that we deal with these days. So it's absolutely critical to ensure that we are paying attention to every single layer in the stack when it comes to data center deployments for AI, not just focus on the hardware elements, but also on the software and orchestration and the overall cluster management piece of the whole equation. We are, like I said earlier, we are focused on segments that we believe we have the best opportunities to win. So we are going to be cater to the specific needs of these market segments that we are going after. And then finally, our reliance on open industry standards and ecosystem, and not just reliance, I would say advocacy and push is unwavering as ever. So we will continue in our pursuit to create an open ecosystem that is full of choices for our customers to adopt. Here is speaking of systems and how data center build-outs, we perceive data center build-outs with Gaudi 3 systems to pan out. This is a modular view of how our customers and partners can build infrastructure to their specific needs when it comes to scale and capabilities, starting with the lowest entry point in the form of a single node with by 8 UBB that I talked about earlier, moving up to let's call it a mini cluster or a subsystem of 32 nodes or 256 Gaudi 3s, which can then be used as a scalable unit, if you will, or a modular unit of compute that can be stamped out or replicated across the data center and connected through our Ethernet-based scale-out network topology to build larger infrastructure that can span 64 nodes, 512 nodes, reaching up to a 1024 node cluster with Gaudi 3s that can be built using 2 network hops, or that equates to 8,000 Gaudi 3 accelerators. So all in all, a very modular approach. We are looking at it from a scalability perspective as first-class citizen rather than an afterthought. So this is a very early preview of the reference architecture that I talked about earlier. The teams are hard at work to publish this reference design very soon here with Gaudi 3. We will start with a 32 node architecture. It's scalable, like I said earlier, to up to 1024 nodes. the reliance on commodity Ethernet with the rich vendor ecosystem that it already has is going to show up in the reference architecture. And we'll be doing the same with storage, network attached storage with our leading storage partners. This is a depiction of what a typical 32 node cluster will look like. This is very close to an actual build out. I will not go over every single piece of hardware in here, but as you can see, there is a compute node cluster. But then besides that, there's going to be a dedicated storage stamp that any of these nodes can access. Storage, as you can imagine, is an important construct for operations like checkpointing. And then there's also a control plane that is going to be segregated from the actual compute nodes for better reliability and fault tolerance, and the management backbone, which comprises the entire cluster. All of this will be part of our reference architecture. I'll not go over every single item here, but to reinforce the point about the open ecosystem and working with our partners to actually lift the entire industry rather than taking a walled garden approach. We have a rich history on standards like Ethernet, PCIe, DDR, but besides that, even on the software front, we'll be talking about the work we are doing with OPEA, for instance. Bill will elaborate on that, which is our open platform for enterprise AI, which we are hard at work again pushing as an open standard across the industry. We talked about IBM. Denver DataWorks is another customer of ours that we are working with very closely to bring choice and efficiency to our customers with our Gaudi infrastructure. We're starting with Gaudi 2 today, but Gaudi 3 will be coming soon with a view to actually provide even more cost optimization and performance to the customer base with various flavors of service offerings in the cloud. And with that, I'm going to be welcoming Bill Pearson on stage, who's going to walk us through the rest of our systems journey and software journey with Gaudi 3.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Sure. Thank you, Bill.
Thanks. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about enterprise RAG. And as we look at the potential value for AI in enterprises, there's three key areas of intelligence that are going to drive this. The first, where we're at today, AI assistance. We see that AI is augmenting human tasks like code generation, defect detection, fraud detection. And we're starting to see the emergence and growth where AI is automating domain workflows. This is customer service and support, as an example. And if you look into the future, we'll see more AI functions. This is where AI is automating complex enterprise-wide outcomes like finance and health diagnostics. And as we move through these areas, two key forces drive impact and value exponentially. So the first of these is AI capabilities. That's the ability to be effective and efficient in training models and putting together enterprise data sets, really driving the ability to turn data into action and insight. The second now is domain-specific data. So it's the ability of individual enterprises to develop and deploy bespoke models to be able to really train around these enterprise data sets. And so to fully realize the value of AI, you need to have the AI capabilities and solutions that are capable of securely producing business-specific results using your proprietary data. And Gen AI enters the age of AI agents via retrieval augmented generation, that's RAG, which we're going to talk about here more, and the deployment models around that. So, okay, foundational models are great. We love them, right? They're powerful. They have changed our world in so many ways. But without the integration of enterprise-specific and domain-specific data, enterprises really can't get the most out of these foundational models. They need to be able to have those models have the knowledge of the enterprise data. So RAG bridges the gap between the enterprise data and the AI model. What it allows us to do is turn data into insights by improving the LLM output. It also enables enterprises to customize LLMs around their proprietary data without fine-tuning or retraining. And it connects LLMs to a proprietary data knowledge base to provide a practical way for businesses to continuously inject fresh data. That is, update the model, right? Data can be updated dynamically here. Reduces hallucinations and while keeping their data secure, of course. And this finally enables organizations to customize and launch Gen AI applications more quickly and more cost effectively. So to merge the knowledge base of enterprise data and the efficiency of AI, we're thrilled to introduce Intel AI for Enterprise RAG. These 7 end-to-end applications are initial solutions that Intel is launching in Q4 to address the highest demand enterprise customer needs. These are easy to deploy and fully validated, and we'll walk through a demonstration of Intel AI for Enterprise RAG later in our session. Now, of course, deploying Enterprise RAG is not without its challenges. So when you look at the challenges that enterprises face, one of them is just the availability of enterprise-grade systems, things that can integrate with existing infrastructure easily and robustly. Enterprises need validated, optimized software stacks that are tailored for specific hardware platforms while delivering the right performance and ease of use. They need the customization and flexibility to be able to meet specific and diverse enterprise requirements. And of course, they need to meet stringent security measures and have robust management capabilities. And enterprises demand performance, so systems that grow with the performance needs of the business as well as scale out. And there's a variety of data sources in the enterprise that these RAG systems will need to integrate with. And finally, TCO is so important in the enterprise, and the high cost of today's systems can be a barrier to adoption and to ROI. So now we are uniquely positioned to address these challenges as we're bringing Intel CPU and accelerator advantages to Intel AI for Enterprise RAG. So we look at scalability. Our solution is built to grow alongside an enterprise and meet the specific Gen AI RAG requirements. For ease of use, our software is available to test for free. It's fully validated with verified partners. It comes with intuitive APIs, microservices, documentation to make it simple to use. Improved TCO, this is built for optimized performance and cost efficiency using both Xeon and Gaudi. And our solution brings security through unlocking insights while protecting valuable data with features that are needed in the enterprise, such as entitlement, authorization, and telemetry. And of course, openness. Right? You couldn't go without hearing openness from us, but openness really leverages the strength of our ecosystem. It offers flexibility and choice and avoids vendor lock-in. Now let's take a look at a typical RAG architecture. So what you can see here is various elements from bringing in different data sources, data processing and ingestion, embedding models, vector databases, prompt processing. And then you can see also where we bring in LLMs and guardrails. And what we're doing with this system is bringing together the CPU and the accelerator. So having Xeon and Gaudi operate in the flow to bring compelling and competitive RAG solutions together. Now the complete RAG solutions that we're launching in Q4, they bring together the entire stack that's needed for a comprehensive solution. What distinguishes our stack based on the performance, efficiency, and scalability of Xeon and Gaudi. From the hardware at rack scale with compute, network, and storage, to software based on standard frameworks and libraries, to data management, infrastructure and ops management, microservices like the open platform for enterprise AI, to ladder up to validated turnkey solutions. And all of this making it easy for enterprise customers to implement solutions based on Intel AI for Enterprise RAG. Now, the Open Platform for Enterprise AI is an open source community. It's designed to simplify enterprise Gen AI adoption and reduce the time to production of hardened, trusted solutions. And you can see we're collaborating with our industry partners. We're pleased to work with them on this initiative. We're also making it easy to get started with Intel AI for Enterprise RAG. One of the ways we're doing that is in Q4, we're launching the Intel AI Software Catalog. So this is a comprehensive resource that provides the latest open deployment-ready software models, tools from Intel and from our ecosystem partners. Experimentation is the next step here. With the catalog, users, developers can easily test and download their desired components to go and build use cases like we showed previously. And of course, we need to have the ability to easily deploy these solutions into the enterprise. So with leveraging verified partners like Dell, we're able to go and easily do that. Speaking of Dell, we've been partnering and collaborating with Dell to enable our containerized solutions on Dell's Gaudi 3 platform. And I'm pleased today to welcome Vivek Mahindra to join me to talk about our collaboration around Dell's AI Factory.
Thanks a lot, Bill. Glad to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Vivek, can you tell us about Dell's approach to AI systems and how our collaboration is benefiting our customers?
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, Bill, we think of ourselves as customer zero, and we do have the largest go-to-market engine in the technology industry with tens of thousands of direct sellers and lots of partners. And through all of that feedback, what we have learned is customers are really looking for three things. One, they're looking for ease of deploying AI at scale. Number two, they are looking for ROI and the benefits to come from that. And number three, they want to make sure they have a choice as they deploy these things. So those are the really three key anchor points for us. And as you saw at Dell Tech World, we went out and announced our AI Factory with these three principles in mind. It starts obviously with the use cases in terms of what customers want to do. You mentioned RAG. Data is really important, and being able to bring their sensitive data to be able to extract the value is really, really important from that. Sure. So with these underpinnings, we announced Dell AI Factory, which has three key components to it. The first one is infrastructure, the second is solutions, and then services. And it's really, infrastructure is where we are really excited to partner with Intel and you. It has compute, storage, networking, and software. And then the compute side, of course, with our flagship 9680, will be launched with Gaudi 3 and Xeon. We are super excited about the partnership we had on the software and hardware front with you to be able to enable that. And that'll give customers a lot of choice. And then, of course, with our solutions, we have a whole set of Dell-validated designs that our customers can really use to implement. And then we have services, which are day zero, day one, and day two services in there. So it's a whole suite. And I know you mentioned software, so I'll be remiss if I did not touch upon that. Our Dell Omnia stack, which fully integrates with OPEA, again, with our collaboration with you, really makes it easy for customers to deploy these mixed workloads and avoid all of the errors that come with provisioning and other manual touch points. So really an exciting set of things, all anchored in what the customers are looking for and accelerating their value, time to value.
Oh, that's great. So Vivek, what opportunities do you see in AI and what type of use cases are you addressing?
Boy, we track it really closely. We have been, and a couple of weeks ago, we talked about it at the earnings call as well. We've been tracking these different use cases and across different industries. And it's really exciting to see that we're seeing an acceleration of these use cases to go from POCs to productization now. The industry verticals cover all sorts of industries: manufacturing, healthcare, finance, you name it. It covers a broad swath. And in terms of use cases which we are seeing emerge, they're really anchored to code development, product development, content management, customer service and support, sales tools, supply chain management. Those are the early emerging ones. But boy, I'm telling you, we're seeing a significant acceleration and quite excited about it as this moves forward.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, Vivek. Appreciate
Yeah,
the time.
absolutely. Glad to be here.
Great.
And congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, and so with that, why don't we have John come up and we will take a look at the demo of Intel AI for Enterprise RAG.
Hey, thanks, Bill. You've been talking a lot about Intel AI for Enterprise RAG, and thought we'd just show an example of how easy this is to use.
That sounds great.
So on the screen, you can see the Intel AI catalog that you were talking about, and it houses some of the popular generative AI use cases. So let's take a look at one of these use cases, Intel AI for Enterprise RAG. We're going to deploy and run the solution. And you'll notice that this is an optimized RAG chatbot. So we're going to type in a question. We're going to query the chatbot, and we're going to get two responses back. The first on the left, you're going to see a no RAG pipeline, so we didn't augment the large language model with any additional information. And then we have an optimized RAG pipeline on the right-hand side. On the left, obviously, we don't have any very specific information about Gaudi 3 and the data types supported. But on the optimized RAG solution or the optimized RAG pipeline, we're getting very specific details back on which data types are supported by Gaudi 3. So that data is coming from our enterprise data, ingested into the vector database, and then output as a large language model response for the users. But we also know that enterprises have complex environments with different user roles. So I wanted to show one more example. Let me switch over to that. And we're going to ask another question. What are Intel's Gaudi 3 plans? And based upon two different user personas. First is a developer user persona, and second, a marketing persona. You'll notice a couple references at the bottom of where we're pulling data from as part of that RAG architecture. The developer one, you see some software references, and that's getting pulled from a Gaudi 3 white paper. And then on the right-hand side, the response has really been tailored towards a marketing professional, and that information is getting sourced from a marketing press release from Gaudi 3. So again, using that enterprise data to give value to our customers. So we know our customers really want ease of use, they want scalability, and they want improved TCO, and we think that Intel AI for Enterprise RAG will really deliver that for our customers.
This is great. Thank you, John.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
All right, so back where we started, Enterprise RAG and our AI systems strategy are focused on bringing more choice to more customers across nearly every vertical use case. We're doing so with Intel's unique end-to-end array of products from the data center to the edge to the client.